1, 2, 3, Blazer!
Feeling Potter. Davis hammers it. Medina Owana. Trujillo.
Oh, yes! Okay.
Yes, sir! Oh, wow!
Trailblazer. Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Let's go!
Back in Burns Arena as we get you ready for the rivalry game. Utah Tech and the T-Birds from Southern Utah to open up the Western Athletic Conference schedule. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel, along with Mike Olson. Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off Show. And Mike, Trailblazers come in with a record of 7-7 after the non-conference schedule. And for Southern Utah, they're 4-9. But non-conference records, does that mean anything in a game like this?
Well, it not really, no. I mean, what it'll mean is what has prepared these teams for tonight, right? Did that preseason prepare them for the beginning of WAC play? But I'll tell you what, it's 0-0. Ball goes up tonight. It's a new season.
These guys will meet 3 times this year because the WAC lost some teams. They'll meet twice here and one in Cedar City. Last year they met 3 times. Southern Utah got the best of Utah Tech in the 2 regular season games, but then the Trailblazers got the win here in the opener of the WAC Conference tournament.
That was a big sweep for Southern Utah, right? To get Trailblazers here at home and then to get them in Cedar City. They had all the confidence coming into that play-in game of the WAC tournament. Came into Burns Arena as the home team that night, but got knocked off by a Trailblazer team.
Southern Utah coming in with a 3-game losing streak. They're coming off a loss at Northern Arizona by 8. Of course, Utah Tech, they're coming off a 23-point loss to Creighton, who's picked second in the Big East, first ever matchup against a Big East team, and they were in Omaha. And we got an indoctrination of what big-time Big East physical basketball is all about. Creighton came out and punched the Trailblazers in the mouth, but Utah Tech did not back down. They kept fighting, and that showed me a lot. Because Big East basketball, I thought the refs are saying, man, they got their hands all over them. They're bumping them every time they got the basketball. That's just the way Big East plays. They allow that. Trailblazers hung in there, and they fought like crazy.
Yeah, absolute great game for Utah Tech to get in and have that experience. You know, when you look at that playing in front of a crowd, I mean, there were 16,000 people in that arena.
And it holds almost 18,000.
Yeah, it's a great environment for Utah Tech to play in. You know, Coach Jeter from Southern Utah, he alluded to that tough preseason schedule for Southern Utah and going in and playing some big games. Well, Utah Tech's the exact same way, right? Going in playing a big game like Creighton, got the #1 team in the nation, Arizona, at their place, only down by 7 at halftime. That preseason by Utah Tech has really prepared them. Same for Southern Utah. They played some tough games. All that just combines tonight to see who's ready for this moment.
Well, the Creighton Blue Jays in the last outing for Utah Tech 1 week ago tonight in Omaha, Nebraska, Creighton had made the NCAA tournament 7 of the last 8 years. They were picked second in the Big East. Trailblazers gave them all they could handle until about the 5 or 6 minute mark left in the game, and then they got in the war down. But let's take a look back at the sounds of the game, the first ever matchup against a Big East team at Creighton last Monday night. Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. For the first time in Utah Tech history, Trailblazers will be taking on a team from the Big East Conference. Glad to have you aboard. Welcome inside the CHI Health Center here in Omaha. First ever meeting between Utah Tech and the Creighton Blue Jays. Cole, he'll put up a 3. That's good. Juice, he'll take a 3. Got it. Juice. Tanner Davis goes inside, puts it up and in with the right hand. Oh, what a beautiful move. Tanner Davis gets his own rebound. Fights his way up and in. Dario Domingos. You are not going to out-battle him, the big guy. To Trujillo. Quickly up ahead to Owana. Skips it underneath to Ethan Potter. Hammer dunk. Oh, baby. Step back 3. Good. Juice with another 3. Quickly up ahead to Noah Belonga. Takes it inside. Lay it up and in with the left hand off the glass. Trujillo tips it over on the rebound to Potter, and he flushes it home with 2 hands. They get in the corner to Trujillo. He'll put up a 3. Got another one. And behind the back in the paint. Put it up and in. Count it. Madiba Owana. Ball stolen away by Noah. Noah up ahead to Holt. Juice hammers it down with 2 hands. Little baby don't. Trailblazers get a major taste of what Big East physical basketball is all about. Now we get ready to open up the WAC schedule at home with that team 50 miles north of us. Monday night at St. George. And we'll hear from head coach John Judkins just a little bit later on what this team learned by playing a tough physical Big East opponent like Creighton last week. You talk about non-conference opponents for Utah Tech. They've had a very difficult schedule, and Coach Judkins wanted it that way to prepare them for the physical part of the Western Athletic Conference schedule. And so has Southern Utah. They've lost at Gonzaga, at Arizona State, at Washington State, at Oregon State. That's a heck of a non-conference schedule. T-Birds have yet to win on the road. They're 0-8.
Yeah, 0-8. Their only Division I win came against Stetson on a neutral floor. 0-8 on the road this year. They were 3-11 on the road last year. One of those road wins was here in Burns Arena.
And that's the only time Utah Tech has lost to Southern Utah in this building was last year. But they have 4 wins, Southern Utah does. 1 came against Division I opponent. The other 3 came against National Christian College Association schools such as Nobel, Bethesda, and West Coast Baptist. So it's going to be interesting tonight. Last year, Southern Utah had a little bit more length, a little bit more athleticism than Utah Tech, and it proved to be the deciding factor. This year, just the opposite. Utah Tech has more length, and they're more of an athletic team.
Yeah, when you look at those teams and those rosters, what a transformation. Only 3 returning players for Southern Utah, 6 for Utah Tech. They only bring back a total of 4. Southern Utah, only 4 points from last year. Completely different style, but both teams have upped their athleticism. And this Utah Tech team, much more athletic, much more length, and a completely different team.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, the final word from head coach John Judkins. This is the Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Welcome to Utah Tech University. From classrooms to cliffs and lectures to lakes. Here, we celebrate active learning, active life. Our Trailblazers learn by doing, are career ready, and solve real problems with real partners to meet community needs. Here, students get the full college experience and choose from 300 affordable academic programs. All in one of the most stunning destinations on earth. With this as your backyard, life is just as active as your education. Come experience active learning, active life at Utah Tech University.
All right, back here in Burns Arena, counting down the moments till tip-off. Utah Tech and Southern Utah to open up the Western Athletic Conference schedule. Rod Zundel and Mike Olson here. This is the 12th meeting between the T-Birds and the Trailblazers. Southern Utah holds a 7-4 advantage, but Utah Tech is 4-1 against the T-Birds here in this building. The only loss coming a year ago. And, of course, Utah Tech responded with a WAC conference opening round win here last March over the T-Birds. So, as we mentioned, Trailblazers coming off a loss at Big East Creighton a week ago tonight. Time now to get the final word with head coach John Judkins, starting with looking back to last Monday night. Here's Juddy.
Coach, what did you learn playing against a Big East school in their building in front of a packed house and the way the Big East plays?
Well, they're a very good team. When we scheduled it, we knew how good they were, and you know, Big East basketball, it's physical, not a lot of calls, and let you play. Something that happens in the WAC, but most time in the WAC it happens in Texas, not so much in the other schools on the road. But something that we have to get used to. Their bigs can shoot it. That's one thing. They're big, but they did a really good job of spreading the court and shooting the ball. And I asked our guys that, you know, what's one thing that you liked about their game? And they liked how they shared it. They liked how they spaced. And then shot the 3 ball, and that's where they're good. And so hopefully we can learn from that and take some of that into our game, because it's hard to guard. It's hard to guard when they're always moving. They're moving without the ball. Those are things that we got to continue to work on.
Now as you open up WAC play, are you comfortable with the preparation you've had with the schedule? And
yeah, it's just the worst part about scheduling here for this one is just no students. You know, I mean, it's the 29th. We're playing our rival school, and nobody's here. So hopefully that our community gets behind us and supports it, and that's kind of how it was at Creighton. Their students were gone too, but they have great support from their community. So that part's not good. But again, we call this season number 2. We went 7-7 in season 1, and now we got to go season 2, which is the conference play, and we want to do better than we did the first season. and then increase, just get better every season. First season, second season, third season, and hopefully go to the fourth season, which is the NCAA tournament. So that's the plan. Again, our guys had a good break, a few days off. They came back, they got some fire in their eyes, they're ready to go, and they know this is a big game for us.
What's one thing that you really liked about the improvement the last month or so?
Us sharing the ball. Our assists have gone up. Our turnovers have gone down. That's always good to see that. We got to still work on getting better rebounding offensively. But again, now we're starting to feel where we're at. Rotation-wise, our substitutions rise. We still are making some changes. Like I went to Dario first off the bench this time. This game, we might start somebody different. Those things will change. But again, the guys, maybe the 8-9 guys, kind of know where they're at and where they're playing, and I think that they know their role, what they got to do, and so now it's easier now to expect more from them because they know that.
You like starting off conference play with your rival?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can play them, especially at your place. Again, if I picked a better day, I would have picked a better day with students here, but we all have to do. We play them 3 times, 2 times are here, so the next time we play them, we'll definitely have our students here, and it should be fun as well. So, rival games are always fun, Rod. I'd rather play those than anything. The Weber State game was a fun game, even though they're not in our conference. It still felt like a rival game. Now this one, here we go again.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the
Okay, we're about ready for tip-off. Utah Tech and Southern Utah. Devin Dixon, Paul Ratliff will have the call on the Fan Sports Radio Network. Mike and I will have it on ESPN+. Utah Tech, Southern Utah, coming up next.